Hey everyone, Tony here. Hope you're doing well. It's Wednesday, January 9th. Hope you're holding strong. We are the early pioneers here, guys, the early adopters in this new asset class of cryptocurrency, as well as the revolutionary technology of blockchain. So we have the really an opportunity of a lifetime, the same way folks in the past did with emerging technologies and tech booms. Obviously, going back to even like the early 1900s of the automobile and so forth. Those who were first to invest in companies that were building automobiles and looking towards the future, moving from horse and buggy to automobiles, made money. Likewise, with the invention of computers, right? Those who invested in Apple, IBM, and so forth, and even computer software like Microsoft. And then you had the dot-com boom in the 90s, where those who got in early made money as well. So it's very much we are in this new technological revolution, and like I said, blockchain is gonna change the world, and crypto as a asset class is here to stay. And we're seeing the big money getting involved. We're seeing the governments are putting out their regulations, and even though the governments have been a bit slow, especially here in the United States, the writing is on the wall of what's to come. It is. And a part of that, of why it's contributing to the growth, is fiat currencies are failing around the globe. The whole monetary system is in a way collapsing. Other countries more than others, but even if you look at the United States dollar, the value continues to get depleted year after year. The purchasing power is not there. So crypto is certainly the future. We have obviously Bitcoin, and we have a lot of other utility tokens. So very big things are ahead, and I hope you see the grand picture here, the holistic view of this market and where we're headed. I have some positive news to share with you guys. This is, of course, not financial or investment advice. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet. But let's jump into it, guys. If you recall yesterday's video, we talked about the 5 new announced xRapid customers that will be leveraging XRP, guys, for cross-border payments. One of those was SendFriend, and it is confirmed that they will be going live this quarter, Q1 of 2019. We're in Q1. They will be launching their service. We have news of also like the other banks. Some of them said they were going to go live later this year. So I'm very excited to see what the volume is going to come out from this. As I've stated before, some of these folks can go live, some of these companies, some may be small, some may be big, but what we're looking for is the volume that will be on the XRP ledger. And as that volume grows, and as some of these folks, these companies source their liquidity from the exchange providers, the xRapid exchange providers, we're going to start to see the price increase. Now, as I've stated before, it depends on the volume that's being moved, right? And once it becomes significant and we start seeing more and more news and companies saying, hey, we're officially live on xRapid and we're moving this amount of money, I think as we start seeing more and more of that news, the price will go up for sure. Now, something to keep in mind, and this affects different markets, right? Markets move in cycles, and bear and bull, so you have to keep that in mind. And let's go into the details here. Ripple and its partnership with a fintech organization is the topic of concern these days, while San Francisco-based private firm Ripple has revealed the victory of reaching over 200 global clients for its payment net product RippleNet. A US-based SendFriend has also confirmed the application of Ripple's yet another product, xRapid. SendFriend with xRapid available by Q1 2019. Branded as the smartest way to send money to the Philippines, SendFriend has been in the industry for quite long and is unhappy with the existing correspondent banking system. So the old system is outdated, it's slow, it's horse and buggy. Ripple's bringing a sports car, a modern day sports car, to compete with that horse and buggy. Accordingly, on January 8th, 2019, SendFriend's official video confirmed their payment service system in compliance with xRapid. David Lighton, CEO of SendFriend, states that, here I quote, "We are the US's first fully compliant international consumer payment solution built on blockchain, and we go live in Q1." So obviously, we don't know what particular date, but we know they will be going live this this quarter. So most likely it might be February, maybe into March. We'll see. January, usually not that much launches because companies are still, ramping up for, after for the new year, closing out their books and all of that, doing their taxes and all that stuff. Moreover, Ripple's official blog also added the excitement of SendFriend's David Lighten towards the partnership. He said, "We are excited to partner with Ripple to do just that. Through our partnership, we are bringing our customers a next generation blockchain payment solution that leverages XRP to address many of the efficiency and equity problems with existing remittances. For them, that means cheaper and faster payments, solving a real world problem." And that is why I'm so bullish on XRP. Don't get me wrong, I hold Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptos that I believe will be winners as well. But as I've stated, the use case and utility of XRP is there's no other crypto that compares. It's next level, and we have real companies, real businesses in the world. They're going to be adopting this. So very big things are ahead. And I've shown you guys my portfolio. XRP is the majority of it, and I believe it will be number one. I will put money on that. It will be number one in the market. Can I say when? Like, is it going to be next month? No. But I think as we have a good amount of banks and financial institutions on xRapid moving significant volume, guys, we will start to see the price go up, and it's going to surpass Bitcoin. Moreover, SendFriend believes Ripple could solve these problems and help payment settlement within 6 seconds in real time. The video did reveal the concern of the founder towards blockchain system against foreign currency. He adds that the payment via foreign currency is risky and expensive, while we can settle one by one using blockchain, which is secure and inexpensive. So essentially he's going into the benefits of using Ripple's xRapid and all that. XRP is a bridge currency, and the old system is so outdated, expensive, and all that stuff. But we have confirmation here, guys. So exciting times. And like I said, this was all revealed yesterday too, about the 5 banks or financial institutions and banks here that will be going live. We didn't get specific dates, but obviously through this video directly from the company from the CEO, we got confirmation it's going to be this quarter. So hodl your XRP, guys. Now we got some positive listing items here for Ripple XRP. So GBX-Exchange tweeted, "We're excited to announce that Ripple's XRP is now listed on GBX-DAX, the world's first regulated and insured digital asset exchange, owned by who? An EU stock exchange." See what's going on here, guys? Stock exchanges see the writing on the wall. We see the NASDAQ looking to list. We see the parent company on the New York Stock Exchange launching back. We see I believe it's the Swedish stock exchange. They're launching their services. We see the Börse Stuttgart, the second largest stock exchange in Germany, launching their services. Guys, the writing's on the wall here. Look who's getting involved. This is not the small this little small company is going to accept Bitcoin or something, right? Or you can do this or whatever. This is big leagues. This is big institutions setting up services. So XRP Research Center, shout out to XRP Research Center, did a consolidation of this news and gave some additional information. So GBX-DAX, Gibraltar Blockchain Exchange, digital asset exchange, fully regulated and owned by the Gibraltar Stock Exchange listed XRP. And the trading pairs include fiat and crypto, guys. So you have the USD, Euro, Great Britain Pound, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. The first digital asset to be listed is XRP. Huge. I'm telling you guys, huge things are ahead, especially for Ripple and XRP, because they are a real company behind this. They're transparent. Their folks are out there doing real business practices, marketing, building relationships and partnerships. They are knocking on doors. And like we talked about yesterday with Corey Johnson mentioning Amazon, I'm sure they're knocking on Amazon's door saying, hey, we have this superior technology, this solution. What do you think about using it? So it's all coming together. This is just great news if you're holding XRP. Now, also we have shout out to Leonidas. BANKCex exchange has added XRP with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bank, and USDT pairs. So I haven't heard of this exchange, but it's maybe like a smaller one. But continued listing here, guys. And I shared these news items here with you because I want to make sure you understand that if you're investing in XRP, what's happening. Reason being, it's a top 3 or 2 crypto, depending on the fluctuations. And I always give just tell the story of go back a year ago. It was Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin with a lot of the fiat pairings. Now XRP is being listed on a lot of exchanges with fiat pairing being used as a base currency. So it's this, like I said, why I'm so bullish, guys. Now I've got some major news here. Coinhako, hope I pronounced that right, becomes the first crypto platform in the world to offer 100 fiat crypto pairings. That is big time. I tweeted about this and I said competition is heating up. Guys, competition is great for the market. It's great for us as the investors who leverage exchanges, right? Competition breeds a certain quality of service because no one wants to screw up and be left behind. Everybody is trying to make money here. It also can help lower fees, right? Because someone may try to undercut the other, right? So this is a good sign, and everyone is trying to outdo the other. So let me give you some details. This is from Singapore. South Asian blockchain leader and one of the oldest platforms in the region, Coinhako, now supports a total of 25 cryptocurrencies for Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Vietnam. This puts the total number of cryptocurrency and fiat currency trade pairings at 100 on the platform. To access certain cryptocurrencies, users must make multiple transactions ranging from FX exchanges, crypto to crypto exchanges, and moving tokens across different platforms and incur a variety of fees. Coinhako, which primarily functions as a gateway to blockchain technology, allows direct cryptocurrency exchanges from Singapore dollar, Malaysian ringgit, Indonesian rupiah, and Vietnamese dong. So having only Bitcoin, Ethereum exchange services at the start of 2018, Coinhako users can now gain access to Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, XRP, Omisigo, a whole bunch of others, guys. So shout out to these folks for going next level, man. I love it. Yusho Lu, I apologize if I butchered that name, CEO and co-founder of Coinhako, shared that his a quote here. Our recent additions to Coinhako platform not only puts us at the top for a variety of cryptocurrency and fiat trade pairings, it also showcases our leading infrastructure and technical expertise of the team. With more cryptocurrency listings and service extensions to other Asian countries in the pipeline, we are certain that Coinhako will play a crucial role in improving access to blockchain ecosystem in the region. So obviously this is the South Pacific area countries that they're targeting. But guys, that's why I said crypto's global. This thing is going to be huge. Imagine when it reaches full mass, guys, where it's just global, it's part of our lives, it's integrated, and like I said, you got to hold, you got to be patient. If you bought in early, we are in the infancy stages, and like I said, I've been preaching about it all of 2018, the infrastructure stage, right? Don't just focus on price. Price is important, don't get me wrong, it's the value of your portfolio, but once you understand the bigger picture here, where are we in the market timeline, in the growth of this emerging market, right? What's happening? And we're seeing all positive growth. Sure, there's hiccups along the way, but look at the money being invested, the launches that are happening. It's right here. It's facts. That's why I'm sharing the facts with you guys. I'm not making anything up here. It's all here. So and I think the Warren Buffett quote, right, about the transfer of wealth on the stock exchanges between the impatient to patient or something like that, where folks get impatient, they want to make money overnight, and they miss the bigger picture of what's happening. So I hope your eyes are open to these things. Now shout out to Leonidas, who asked them, he says the article mentions XRP, but he didn't see it on the platform. So great catch on his end. And they responded saying, "Hi, XRP was pulled back after the release due to some technical issues and will be reopened to all users sometime later this week or next." So just a little buggy. Like I said, launches happen. If you guys have been within companies and launches, things happen, and they said it will update everyone again. So if you were, within that region and you're looking for XRP and you're like, where is it? Well, this is what's going on. They just had some technical issues. So guys, competition's heating up. I love it. And I remember I talked about CoinFlex, which is looking to offer its own physically backed Bitcoin futures, just as backed in ErisX. And they're going to target the Asian market, guys. The competition's heating up, man. I love it. This is what we want to see. Now moving ahead here, we got some positive news out of Europe. European finance regulators call for Bloc-Wide crypto rules. So two major European regulators have separately called for cryptocurrency and ICO rules at the EU level. Firstly, the European Banking Authority, a regulatory agency of the EU, has urged the European Commission to examine whether unified rules are needed across the region. So obviously in the EU, you have a lot of different countries, and then you guys know about the whole Brexit thing going on with London, with England, but this is a great sign. The fact that they're calling for it, do I agree that it should be across the board EU? I mean, I guess if you have multiple countries, but we're seeing this type of activity in the United States with the Token Taxonomy Act, as well as I told you guys about the Colorado Digital Token Act. So movement is being made by the governments. I think people who understand that, blockchain and crypto and see the potential and the impact it could have on the economy and growth of technology are making moves. It's just you have the dinosaurs and some people who are, anti-crypto and so forth, who are putting up a fight, and this is what we got to put up with, right? Especially when you have guys like that idiot Noriel, who, like I said, that guy's a troll, and he's just trying to make his name by being, he just wants to be there just to say, crypto's crap, and he wants to be known as the Dr. Doom guy, which he's known for already. So I think he's just taking that position to build his brand and, stay relevant. But that's what we got to put up with, these idiots, right? But guys, this is great. We got government officials calling for regulations and pushing it. So good sign, and let's hope they're able to move fast and get these things out, clarity out in the open and put it into law, and let's get this market going. Now, we got some positive news out of Thailand. Thailand's finance ministry grants licenses to 3 crypto exchanges. The Ministry of Finance in Thailand has granted working license to 3 crypto trading companies and denied permits for 2 businesses seeking to become regulated exchanges. The ministry has also issued a working permit to a cryptocurrency broker and dealer. The 4 applicants granted a license are 3 digital asset exchanges namely Bitcoin Exchange Co., BX, that's what it looks like. Yeah, BX, BitCub Online, and Satang Corporation. So great sign. Obviously, they denied whatever other 2, but that's what we want. We just want fair play, right? Sure, not everyone's going to get approved because they have to maybe have certain business practices, have certain measures in place to protect users and all that. But it's good to see that they're working with these exchanges and they're at least allowing them to flourish, right? Giving them the license and get the business going, and that's great. And it goes back to crypto is global, so there's so much potential with the for the price to increase, because this is not just a few countries, guys. This is global. Crypto is taking over. And what we've seen as well is we've talked about it in 2018 is like a mass exodus of Wall Street and different technology sectors of talent to crypto. And we have an article here from Coindesk saying former NASDAQ exec joins blockchain startup Concordium. Hans-Ole this guy's name, Hans-Ole Jochumsen, I hope I pronounced his name right, who retired the last fall as vice president of NASDAQ Europe, has joined the advisory board of Concordium Foundation, the Swiss nonprofit developing a cryptocurrency with a built-in compliance function. So revealed exclusively to Coindesk, Jochumsen will guide Concordium's compliance efforts, providing expertise in taxation, KYC, know your client, know your customer practices, and transaction provenance. The stock market vet told Coindesk he was already interested in blockchain technology while working at the NASDAQ, involved in multiple activities and projects related to the tech. They've been working on it, guys. We all know this. They didn't, the NASDAQ deciding to list Bitcoin futures this year didn't just happen overnight. They've been talking about it. Backed launching, supposedly supposed to launch this month and all that, but they're waiting on the CFTC. That didn't happen overnight. That's been in the plans for years, guys. These people don't move just on the whim, on the fly. They're calculated. They plan things out, and they build what they have to build, because they have a lot of money and they come from a standard. They have to maintain a high standard from where they come from, right, on Wall Street and stock exchanges. So look at what's happening here, guys. The facts are in front of our face, and these people are making moves to the crypto market. They see what the writing on the wall. They see the future. Now, yesterday I talked about, kind of some news around Russia, abandoning the USD to use Bitcoin. And we talked about that, that we had to take that with a grain of salt because it didn't come from a confirmed source. It came from a university professor, but it was still interesting. However, what's been going on in France, and many of you may have seen in the news, they have a lot of riots and protests, where I don't want to get into the politics, but people are unhappy with the government and some taxations on fuel and so forth. Anyway, the protests have been going on. Well, and they've been called France's yellow vest. So they're wearing the protesters are wearing yellow vests. They call for what's called a bank run and essentially taking your funds out of the of banks. And I think some people have been saying, hey, if you're taking money out of banks, put it into Bitcoin. Now that could be huge, guys, because if you have a lot of people doing that who are unhappy with the government and banks, and they're looking to just hurt the banks and take back some power themselves, they could take their money out and then buy Bitcoin, put it in Bitcoin, because that will allow them to at least transact internationally or however outside of the radar of the government. So reports are emerging that anti-Emmanuel Macron protesters in France, known in English as yellow vests, are planning to stage a bank run this weekend. Although the changes of such an initiative bringing the government to its knees, it demonstrates the demonstrators' hope are slim. What may very well be the first ever voluntary bank run in history could still be bullish for the price of Bitcoin. So I don't want to get too much into this because it gets into politics, but like I said, if that money that they pull out could go into crypto, that'll be huge. And then you talk about just the whole Russia thing about they would use Bitcoin. It's interesting times we're living in, guys, where like we talked about earlier in the video, fiat currency is failing, and authoritarian governments are crypto threatens authoritarian government, right? Because of its peer-to-peer nature. So interesting times, and I think all of these things combined and coupled together, I think will further boost crypto and the value of crypto and the usage and adoption, because it provides a solution to what's happening. So it's interesting. And then we see even in Venezuela, right, where people are opting to use crypto. Not everyone, but the fiat currency is people using it as toilet paper. It's worth nothing, and they're moving to crypto. So interesting times we're in, guys. So let's see what happens. And of course, many of you have probably seen this kind of famous image now, where this protester had buy Bitcoin on his yellow vest, on his vest, and then he had a hat on with Bitcoin. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, guys. Now, Bitrefill, I hope that's how it's pronounced. New Bitrefill aims to make Lightning payments easy. So this is interesting. Stockholm-based startup Bitrefill now offers a way to mitigate Bitcoin's expensive learning curve for new users. Revealed exclusively to CoinDesk, Bitrefill's new Thor service allows people to give Lightning channels to someone else with no setup on the recipient's end. Lightning was created to allow cheaper off-chain Bitcoin payments. So this is interesting. It speaks to the Lightning network and improving the usage of Bitcoin, and making it from where it's less expensive and much faster, because we know Bitcoin's utility sucks. It's a great store of value because it's original, it has the branding, but its utility sucks really bad. I think you guys, those of you who remember the last bull run in December 2017, 2018, the networks were clogged. It took for hours sometimes to send Bitcoin, and the fees were ridiculous. But let's see what happens with this. But the reason I'm sharing it, it just shows that what's happening. So many different companies and services are launching to spread the movement of crypto and improve it. Just as you have Web 1.0, 2.0, and so forth, you're going to have Crypto 1.0, Crypto 2.0, and we're going to see a natural evolution of the technology. So that's why I always tell you guys, you have to have the bigger vision understanding here, because it's very much like if someone came in the 90s and said, hey, there's this company called Google, and here's the service they're going to provide, and there's a company called Amazon and eBay, right? And you saw the potential of it. Would you have had the patience to hold for the value of those companies to go up? Now, I don't believe we have to wait as long as Google and Amazon and so forth, the stock value to go up, but patience is important, and you have to have that perspective, because I think a lot of people, they saw the quick run-ups, the crypto market, high swings, right, very fast, low swings, of course, and they were like, oh man, I could hop in this market 6 to 8 months later, a year, I'm going to become a millionaire. Could that happen? Sure, but you have to be realistic as well, right? So perspective, guys. Now, some interesting news on TRON. I told you guys just recently I added some TRON to my portfolio because I saw they were cleaning up their act. There was a lot of trust issues with TRON when they initially launched because they plagiarized white paper code, but they seem to be getting their act together. Well, talent on your team is important. That's why I Ripple, I'm so bullish on Ripple too, because the people who are on board there and the talent and what they're doing. Well, TRON Incorporated, one of the world's largest cryptocurrencies, has hired its first head of compliance, David Labhart, the company just announced. Labhart is a finance industry veteran. He's got almost 15 years of experience in the securities industry, including the US SEC. Interesting. I think that's a smart move on their part. Joining TRON, this is a quote, is the perfect progression in a career driven by a passion for the frontier of financial industry, where technology meets regulation, Labhart says. Blockchain and cryptocurrency are the next step. This is coming from a guy who's been in the real world here, right? Outside of crypto. He says blockchain and cryptocurrency are the next step in the evolution of the world's financial system. I'm excited about Justin Sun's passion and long-term view of the benefits and potential of impact of this new technology. This is a great pickup by the folks at TRON, so shout out to them. You got a guy has experience in the securities industry and with the SEC. That's a big pickup. And we saw Ripple do this too. They have a lot of former SEC people that's on their advisory board. They picked up like Benjamin Losky, the guy who's responsible for the BIT license and the whole setup here in New York. So you have to get the right talent, because this guy could walk up to the SEC, right? He already has the network, the relationships, the knowledge, the experience to go and fight for your business and project. So big pickup by TRON, guys. I got to call it as it is, right? And this is part of my profile. I only added it recently, right before the BitTorrent news that BitTorrent will be building their own token on the TRON network. And then there has been some questions of, why didn't BitTorrent use TRON's token? The reason being, and it's actually very smart on their part that they didn't do that, is the risk, because if you understand torrents and BitTorrent, what can you get on there? Sometimes illegal content, right? You have copyright acts. People download music and movies and sometimes shady content, right? So Tron will be putting itself at risk if it was to use this token. Now, if it just allowed the project to be built on the Tron network, that's different, right? Because its token won't be associated with that. So I think that was smart on their part. Once you understand the business aspect and the real world societal regulation aspect. So just want to drop that note there, guys. But a lot of big news, guys. The future is bright. A lot of great things ahead. I hope you see the bigger picture. I think sometimes I see people comment and be like, why isn't the price going? Why isn't this happening? I've been waiting this long. Things don't happen according to our timelines. Sure, we can make educated guesses and say, well, this could potentially happen here based on the launch dates and facts, but no one can accurately predict that. No one. Just like you can't predict the lottery ticket numbers or which company's stock is going to take off, right? It's just the world we live in. But great opportunity here because it's an emerging market, so the upside is very high, right? It's not an established market like the stock market where gains are not going to be that significant unless you wait a really significant amount of time. The growth here is exponential because it's global as well. Crypto doesn't shut down. It's 24/7 as well. These exchanges are 24/7. So guys, what do you think about this news? I would love to hear your thoughts. Leave them below. Obviously, some big XRP Ripple news we've been hearing lately, and I think we're going to hear a lot more because Brad Garlinghouse himself said, major banks in dozens in 2019 will go live, and bright future ahead for Ripple and XRP in the crypto market, and we're seeing a lot of movements around the globe, guys. So leave your thoughts and comments below. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Also, guys, I tweeted about this today. I got some major interviews coming. Uphold, Bitrefill, DX Exchange. So stay tuned. I got a lot. The folks I'm interviewing, their schedules are busy. It's the start of the new year, but it's coming, guys. So stay tuned. Share my channel and video with your friends and family on social media. Let's help spread the facts here and then the news about the market, guys. So thank you for your support, and I'll talk to you all later.